Hey everyone, so today I'm going to show you how to get this look right here, and it's a very bold eye and a very bold lip. The lip requires 3 colors, and honestly all you really need is a dark color. Any dark color will work, and bright red. And the eye, honestly, the only thing you absolutely need for this look is a cream liner from e.l.f., which is $3. And honestly, any blue cream liner would work, but you need a base. And I'm calling this a pop of color. And if you keep on watching, I'll show you how to get this look. Okay, so first what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my flat brush and my eyebrow kit. And I just had to move everything so I could have better lighting. So I'm not quite sure where that is. I apologize for me having to search. And it was right on the other side of me. So as you see, this isn't a super defined brow. And that's okay. So I'm going to be taking an e.l.f. professional eyeliner brush and my e.l.f. eyebrow kit in light. And I'm just going to softly start defining right in here. Now, as you can see, it is really easy to get heavy-handed with this, as this isn't a truly light color. And I'm going to start defining my tail. And you're going to have to work to bring things up and bring things down until you get something similar to your other brow. And I messed up a little bit on this one, so if you mess up though, it is okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, you don't always have to have everything on point. You're gonna mess up sometimes. Now I'm gonna start going in with the powder side of this. I know I said I hated it in my September favorites and misses, but I found out a way to use it and not get a red cast. And now as you see, they look completely different because I can't do my brows the same. Now what this look is, this look isn't actually hard to get is what I'm trying to say. I'll be using 3 palettes. The Comfort Zone palette for the highlight and the highlight on this side and the definer on this side, because I absolutely love how the definer looks. So this is really random, but on this one they actually printed definer backwards. I find that funny. I'll be using, this is actually fairly cheap. It's like at most $5, I think. It's not expensive at all. This is the e.l.f. Mad for Mad palette. It is $10. And as you can see, they're all matte shades. And I also used the nudes from Maybelline. And I used a few single eyeshadows, well, one single eyeshadow. And it's a pigment. It's the Maybelline 24-hour Color Tattoo Pure Pigment Eyeshadow in Breaking Bronze. Now, any bronzy, goldeny pigment will do. It's just you want that intensity on the lid, so this really pops. And if you can find something with an orangey base like bronze, that is perfect, because blue and orange are complementary colors, so they really make each other pop. Now I chose the definer to set my cream liner, because in certain lights it's brown and in certain lights it's blue, but it's going to give it a more blue look because I did use this. So starting out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with primer, maybe. This is an e.l.f. eyelid primer. I got it from a set thing, but any eyelid primer will work. This is just going to help prolong the life of my eyeshadows, bring out the colors, but also it is going to help to create a tackier base. I'm going to go into the Mad for Matte palette, and I'm going to attempt to show you which colors I'm using. I'm going to be using this one, well, this one, a little bit of this one, and just a tad bit of this one, and it's just going to be these four shadows. And I'll tell you, first I'm going to go in with the lightest brown, not the pink brown, but the light brown. And I'm going to use that as my transition shade. Now I'm going to start bringing that up. Now I'm going to use a tad bit of the pinky shade and just go in like this to lighten it up just a tad bit. I'm going to go in with a reddish brown, and I'm going to start building it up from the middle into the outer corner. And now I'm going to take the darkest color and put that right there, brush off all the excess, and I'm going to blend, blend, blend. Blending's your best friend. That's all you'll be doing for the crease. Now I'm going to go into the comfort zone and take the brow bone highlight on this brow bone highlight. And I'm going to highlight right through here. Now I'm going to apply a base, and using a different blending brush, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this color right here. Now, if you want to stop here, you can. This is a really pretty look, just not quite the look I'm going for. So what I'm going to do next is actually I'm going to apply something over this to act as a base for my pigments. Maybe I will. This will help to avoid transfer, because the last thing we want with this is transfer. Where did it go? Oh, it's right in front of me. I'm not used to this tube for this. I'm using the sealer side of the e.l.f. eye primer and liner sealer. I don't like the primer side of it, but if you want to use the primer side of it, you can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this onto my lid. And kind of into my crease. Now you can tell where you've applied it. Now before it dries, you want to start packing on the bronzy pigment. Now it's going to be paste-like. and you want to try and round it out as much as you can. I've packed a bit too much on. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to apply a layer of the sealer over that to actually lock it in. This will also allow you to fix any mistakes you may have made while it's still wet. And there you have it for the lid. I'm going to be taking a black pencil liner. Any black pencil liner will do. I'm using one from LA Colors, and I'm just going to define my lashes. With a look like this will help to make your lashes already look fuller and darker. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close up this pigment before I get glitter everywhere first. I've already gotten glitter everywhere with it. And I was going to use another pigment, but I didn't end up using that. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take a flat brush like what we used for our eyebrows, this brush right here, and I'm going to take the blue cream liner. Yeah.
You hungry?
I'm going to take the blue liner. I'll get in there so you can see it. I'm going to first make a line like this. And make sure you look at your reference too. You're going to kind of wing it out in a minute. But first what you want to do is bring it slightly into the crease. Do like this. And then start winging. Don't be scared to make this dramatic. So I'm going to clean off that brush. Like, I don't want any more cream on it. And I'm going to close up this so it doesn't dry out, because it will if you're not careful. Now I'm going to go back into the Wet n Wild palette and get this definer color right here. As you can see, in some lights it's blue, and in some lights it's an almost brown color. Now I'm going to get it on both sides of the brush, and I'm going to start setting this. And why this is important is it's a cream liner, so if you don't set it, it will start to stamp and bleed, and it won't stay. But if we set it, it'll stay for longer. Now, I've been comparing, and I need to bring this in just a bit. I'm just going to use the eyeshadow to bring it in. So before I finish my eyes, I forgot something as usual. I'm going to take this this pencil from Wet n Wild, and you're not going to be able to tell much of a difference on camera. But what this is doing is making my eyes look a little wider and more awake. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my lengthening mascara from NYC. This is the Skyrise Lengthening Mascara. It's $2 where I live, and it's not waterproof. So if you like waterproof, you just want a lengthening. Now, as you can see, on both sides, I've added lengthening. On the bottom lashes, though, we're going to apply a different mascara. This is the Hard Candy 1000 Lashes Fibered Lash Weave Mascara, and it is in indigo blue. And I'm just gonna brush this onto my lower lashes. And that is the eye look. Now I'm going to finish this look by first applying primer. I've already moisturized my face today. This is the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Primer, and it is silicone based. And I'm going to start under my eye. And kind of tap that as you're applying it, so it becomes tacky but not too tacky. Now apply it where you think needs primed most. What the fuck? I hate flies. I hate the South because of the flies, and I'm so sorry that happened, but I'm keeping that in there because that was actually kind of funny. Did the look? Oh god, the look just. I'm priming my whole face. I know some people don't, but the reason I do is so everything stays where I put it. And just a little bit under, because we will be putting foundation under here. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking my foundation brush. I just had that. And my e.l.f. My Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation in Porcelain. And you want to make sure you have enough to actually cover your face and a little bit onto your neck. Now, I'm going to be applying this generously through here without blending. And now what I'm going to do, and this looks so stupid, is I'm going to take this and start blending this with my finger. Normally I would use a sponge, but my dog ran off with my sponge and I honestly have no idea where it went. but I don't suggest blending with the brush because it'll give you a streaky finish. I do blend right under the chin though with my brush because every time I try and do that with my fingers, it ends up a hot mess. Again, generously through here and with 2 fingers. Just blend. And if you get a bit on your lips, that's okay. Now remember to only gently press, because if you press too hard, you're going to start having red come in and settle. It'll settle into your pores. Now I'm going to apply it right there. Now normally I would apply it under my nose because it's very important for even everything, but I have a little bit of allergies going on, so I'm going to kind of bring it onto the bottom of the tip of my nose, but I'm not going to bring it down to my nostrils. Snotty makeup is not something you want to deal with. So if you want to put on makeup but you have a little bit of a runny nose, remember not to bring it down onto the nostrils. Also, remember not to let your dog near your sponges, so. For all those wondering, this is an up and up brush, but you know, I don't figure there's probably not going to be a lot of people watching this video, so. Now, the rule is if you're going to do a bold lip, do neutral eyes, but if you're going to do a bold eye, do a neutral lip. We are not following that. So I'm going to start going in with my concealer. This is the NYX HD concealer in porcelain. Now I'm going to do more than what I normally would, because although I will still be highlighting, I'm also going to be highlighting with a concealer on my under eyes. I'm going to add this to my nose, my chin, right here, and just a tad bit right here. Now again, I'm going to tap to blend. I actually really like this concealer because it has a thick, creamy consistency with a salmon tint to it. So it covers my under eye dark circles. Where else do I have dark circles? It covers my dark circles really well, and I couldn't think of the word. I apologize. I am dumb. So I brought this one up way more than this one, and now that's kind of bothering me. So I'm going to go in with my other under eye concealer. This is the e.l.f. under eye conceal and highlighter. I'm going in with the conceal side in Fair, which you will see is practically white. And I'm just doing 3 stripes, and this is really liquidy, so you do have to keep an eye on it though, because if you don't watch what you're doing while you're blending it, you're going to have spots that aren't blended at all. So I'm going to take any brush really. For this, I'll actually be using my foundation brush, actually no, a highlighting brush, and dipping that in there and tapping off any excess, which because of the type of powder it is, there is a lot. I'm going to start setting. Now I'm going to brush off all of the excess off of here with the same brush. It was the HD under eye setting powder, and it gets everywhere. I actually don't suggest buying it, even though it is a wonderful price and a wonderful product, because as I said, it goes everywhere. It's not great for travel. I'm going to take my NYC face powder and an angled blush brush from Up and Up. Now, for those of you who don't know, Up and Up is the Target house brand. And I'm just going to start setting that foundation. Not going to worry about what we've already set. Just mainly onto the cheeks, my oily area, they're watching Supernatural in my living room right now, so if you hear them, I'm sorry. Now this is going to be a long video, there's no way around it. So what I'm going to do now, since I've set all that, I'm going to take my highlighting brush again, maybe. Where did that go? Nah. And I'm going to take my e.l.f. Shimmer Highlight in Gold. And I'm not going to be applying a lot, but there will be quite a bit, and I'm going to apply that right here. Now I'm going to go ahead and start bronzing, and I'm going to be taking this to bronze and this to highlight. Now my bronze is not going to be very bronzed at all, because pretty much I'm only putting this in the hairline. Now contouring, I'm going to try and keep it soft, but my soft contour is not very soft. And I'm going to take it from about here, kind of like that. Get all the excess off, and oh, huh, that's why it's so dark looking. I'm going to take a little bit of the powder that's about my same skin tone and kind of almost shear that out. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side with the contour, but I'm going to try not to apply so much. And while I'm doing this side, I'm actually going to buff in the product while I'm doing that. But it does need to be the same, or you won't have the right effect, and everything you've done up until this point will be ruined. So I'm just gonna take an e.l.f. Dew Blush and Bronzer Duo, and this is in the shade Fiji. And I'm gonna take an e.l.f. Studio Lush brush, and I'm gonna take the blush, not the bronzer, just the blush, and bring that down. Focusing on the sides of the cheek though, but I'm still gonna bring it down onto the apples of my cheek because I don't have a lot going on there, and it's gonna start to look pale and cakey if I don't. Be warned that this is not very pigmented, so you may have to pile it on. In hindsight, I probably should have used a different blush, but I've been wanting to use this one for a little bit, so I decided to use this one. I would have actually probably rather have used this. This is a julep blush. This is in Rosewood, and it's 24, I think. So I tried to keep this as cheap as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking three lip colors. And this may seem like a lot, but one's going to be blending into everything else. I'm using the e.l.f. Matte Lip Color in Wine as almost a lip liner. So what I need to do is take the sharpener side of it and sharpen it to a point, because we want our lips to be on point. Get it? Like this. Now we shaved off quite a bit of product, so that makes me actually sad because I really love this color and I've been trying to keep as much of it as possible. A lot of people explain this as red, but I honestly don't feel like it's that red, so. Am I pretty yet? I'm going to bring it in like this to help blend it a little bit better. And this is, again, the e.l.f. Matte Lip Color in Wine. I don't know the brand of this, but it's Fortin Flattery. This was given to me, and it's just like a really dark, moisturizing pink. Honestly, I'd explain it as the glossy version, and it's got a shade off from Wine. This is Milani's Lip Intense Liquid Color in Intense Red, or Red Extreme, sorry. And I'm gonna start just in the center. And this is the complete look. Add anything that you feel like it may need. Maybe you want a contour right here. I didn't feel like it today because I'm not going anywhere. But these eyes say otherwise. Thank you for watching.